It's time to continue our series. This started way back, and we're continuing our series of sleeper editions of teams to watch in each region, and we're continuing that series today with 2A Region 1. So overall, 2A Region 1 is still currently, I will not say it's a region that loses depth. You still have some pretty good teams in the respective region. However, it's still going to be a tough region to get out of as well, where depending on if your pairings get things right, if you have the right pairing in a state tournament, you have a good chance of going far to the playoffs. In the playoffs and potentially win a state title. That could be one of the big things for 2A Region 1 ball clubs entering this season. So my 3 picks for some teams to watch in 2A Region 1. Of course, what we mean by this is we're not mentioning the big name teams. We're not mentioning the teams that kind of made a run and you really know about them. But they kind of made a run, but these are teams that, they can bust your bracket if you're not very careful. And this is what we mean by sleepers. So, pick number 1 for sleepers, we're going to go with New Deal Lions. New Deal Lions have a solid amount of coming back. 4 starters, 5 lettermen returning under Coach Blake Manning, and they have lots of good offensive firepower coming back, including some experience. Geneva Vasquez returns. She averaged approximately, if you round it up, 8 points a game and 4.6 rebounds a game as well. Also, she adds to the defensive end of the team. 3.1 steals per game as well. You have a really good guard in Taylor Gonzalez. I really do like her play and what she brings to the floor for the Lady Lions for this coming season. The area round loss, they have that sour taste of losing in. They have that sour taste of losing in the area round, getting beat by the buzzer, and they're definitely looking forward to building off an area round and going deeper into the regional rounds, almost the regional tournament. There's no regional tournament this year there, but most definitely keep an eye for New Deal, my 2A Region 1 sleeper pick there. We're staking in the South Plains, Lubbock area. We're going to go a little bit west along 84, and we're going to pick Sudan. I really do like the Sudan team and what they bring back. I really do like who the key players that return for Sudan. Stevie Lockhart's the coach's daughter of Benny Lockhart's there, as they also return 4 starters, 5 lettermen, as they also were eliminated in the area around there. Grayson Schultz, the 5'7" sophomore, and also they have a really good sophomore and junior class that's coming up, and they're really, keep an eye out for them this coming year. They have really good all-state potentials. A lot of good all-state potentials on the roster, including adding the senior leadership, of 5'5" sophomore Zoe Cantu there. So also a lot of good upcoming talents in the Sudan system, which means they could really go up to the regional rounds as well and make a deep run there in the regional semifinals potentially. But I like the Sudan team, potentially a state pick sleeper if you're not very careful with them, as well as they are my number 2 pick for sleepers pick there. And finally, how about we get funky? Let's get funky with this last pick here, as we're looking. Now we'll probably stick with traditional pick, honestly. New Home Lady Leopards, my number 3 pick. 2 sleeper picks that will be really looking forward to this. There's no scroll. We'll get to comments and all that later. But New Home Leopards, they advanced all the way to the regional finals in 2A. Actually, it's 2A. In 1A, made it all the way to the regional finals. the way they won in the regional tournament, made a statement in 1A. Now they bump up to 2A. We'll be partnered with Ropes, which that's probably a wild card pick for me if we had that info. But New Home, I like this team. The sophomore class is really good. As they got a pretty good scoring duo, Kelby Backus, who averaged 15 points per game last year, 6 rebounds a game, and 3 assists per game. She also added on defensive end 3 steals per game as well. And then also the 5'8" junior Mackenzie Johnston, 12 points per game, 3 rebounds a game, 2 assists per game, and also 2 steals per game. Makes this squad really, have a 1-2 punch on the guard side, and really can mix it up in the scoring threat there. Also, add 5'5" sophomore Addie Stewart. I think she'll play a much more active role as a sophomore with the year experience under her belt. She had some pretty good numbers as well as a freshman. 8 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals per game. There, those are your 3 sleeper picks for Class 2 Region 1. Potentially bracket busters that could advance all the way to the state tournaments. Of course, we're gonna now head it over to comments here, so we get things situated. So comments here. At this rate, we're going to UIL rule. Rule no fans at games. Agree? Yes, it's imperative for us to wear this mask, and most importantly, continue to keep people safe, fans safe. All people saying, people don't believe in this. Sorry, you got no say. Your opinion matters very little, and according to the governor and UIL, don't know what much to tell you other than that. So, if you don't like the mask, don't go to games. If you have kids and don't like a mask, watch the stream. If you don't like a mask at all and just don't care, then what are you doing? More importantly, is wearing this mask is the most important thing we can do to keep basketball season alive. I had a text with the basketball coach, unnamed coach. I will leave him unnamed, and him and I both echoed the same thought process of basketball season. UAL could take a step forward and say, hey, no fans. If this continues this week, no fans. They might rule out no fans. The 6A and 5A football teams have not even started. Let's keep that in mind. A lot of 6A and 5A coaches took to Twitter and saying small schools are going to ruin it for us, aren't they? Most definitely might will. And if there's no football season to finish, basketball season is very well under threat. I will say that. And for a person that has been working in the basketball field for now 5 years now, it's nervous. It's very nervous already. This has been active for 7 years. Been in the basketball for 5. It's nervous. I'm usually never nervous for basketball season, but most importantly, having this is the most important thing, regardless of your opinion. Your opinion does not matter according to the government's eyes and UIL's eyes. If you have a problem, don't go. If you have a kid on the team, and if you don't like it, watch the stream. It's the only thing we can tell you. That'll do it for us on Full Court Press episode 26. We hope to see you guys. Again, follow us on our social media platforms. Facebook.com/TXHSGVB, and Twitter @TXHSGVB, and on Instagram TXHSGVB. I'm Nick Alvarado, the owner of TXHSGVB.com.